Link engaged.
Visit us at TeamSpeak.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are here for semifinal number 2 out of the TeamSpeak TL Open number 21. Here at the 3 o'clock position on Metalopolis, we have Evil Genius's EG.IdrA spawning as our green Zerg player. His opponent here at the 12 o'clock position is desRow, and he's spawning as our orange Protoss. So 2 sometimes controversial figures here in the community going at each other, and this should be an entertaining match, if nothing else.
Absolutely. As you said, they are very controversial figures. EG's EG.IdrA, probably one of the best foreigners, of course when I say foreigner, referring to a player outside of Korea. One of the best foreigners probably in the world, although hasn't been posting as many results lately, is still an extremely skilled player, and we haven't seen him play in TL Opens in the past. As far as I know, he has not played in one at all. Or maybe I missed one, but I have not seen him in them. And so I believe this is the first TL Open he's playing with, and he's already in the semifinals, so clearly doing very well. He is such a good player, and I'm very excited to see him against desRow. As you said, both players controversial figures. desRow also has been known for some BM in some similar ways that EG.IdrA has been known for. So perhaps we'll get to see some of that in this match. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, EG.IdrA has already accepted an invite as well to IPLAC, our $100,000 tournament starting in October. So look forward to him playing out there as well. But like you said, some people have said maybe a little bit of a downswing. But you know what? He's got very good practice partners right now. He's committed to going back to Korea, which he just announced recently. He, Huck, and Puma are going to train together over in Korea. So I think things are only going to look up for him. He is a fantastic player, and he'll find his way back in the thick of things very soon.
Absolutely. I think, you know, if he actually, well, not if, but when he does actually go over to Korea, I think we will definitely start seeing some results coming out. Once he gets that practice back in, I feel like maybe he's been a little bit more distracted, you know, in the United States, but we'll probably get back into a really strict practice regimen in Korea. We do see the pylon block from desRow blocking the expansion there from EG.IdrA. He is going for pool and then added on that gas as well, knowing that he won't be able to expand there. But the pylon was canceled, so he can drop down the hatchery right away now. We are at close air positions PVZ on metal, so what that essentially means is that it will be easy for desRow to put on quite a lot of pressure on EG.IdrA. Of course, can set up a pylon at the bottom of his base and just start warping in straight away towards desRow's base. And of course, EG.IdrA also has to worry about the possibility of some early airplay with these spawns from desRow.
Yeah, but I could already catch the winds of Chad talking about cheese from desRow or something like that. But no, it looks like he's setting up for a little more traditional game. Double gas coming down, indicative of the 1 or 3 gate expand behind sentries. So nothing too terribly out of the ordinary for either of our players thus far.
Interestingly enough, he has saved up an extremely large amount of Chrono Boost right now. So it's possibly he's just going to use all of that on the Warp Gate tech and try to go for some early Warp Gate aggression as he takes his expansion.
At the 9 o'clock position.
No.
Yes. Oh, as soon as we talk about she's not coming up, desRow looks at us, smiles, and throws down a pylon. And there we go, Twilight Council.
Oh, yeah. Now, I would say it would be possible for this to be Blink, but, I mean, when you're going to proxy the tech, most likely it's going to be so you can proxy that DT tech, since, of course, a player like EG.IdrA going to be very active with his Overlords, probably going to be sending in one of these Overlords just be sacrificed to get some good scouting information. If those forward lings that he eventually has do not actually see any expansion on the way for desRow, and I'm actually pretty surprised that EG.IdrA did not go for any early lings here, has just been purely droning this entire time, so this could actually prove to be a problem for him. Actually has only one set of lings, I believe, all game. One of them is watching the Zilmaga Tower, the other one's checking around actually for proxies. I'm looking at the queued up points, but it's not actually going to go check out that Twilight Council. And actually, no, it's not DT Tech here from desRow. He actually made a gateway over there, and he's going for Blink. So he is going to proxy his gateway, probably proxy his third gateway over there as well. Perhaps going to try to fake EG.IdrA into thinking he's going for something like a 1-gate expand, when instead he's going for 3-gate Blink off of one base. That being said, he still hasn't added on the third gateway. 2-gate Blink not going to be all that effective, so I'm curious for when he is actually going to throw that down.
I wonder if he was going to drop gateways number 3 and 4 here inside of the main, and then like feign towards a 3-gate expand, but actually 4-gate, and it looks like that is indeed what's going to happen. 3 gateways are out. EG.IdrA saw, I believe he saw the construction of that 4th gate, or as he would see the 3rd gate, and he would notice that that is awful late timing for that 3rd gate to have gone down like that, so maybe he knows something is up. We do have a Roach Warren coming down with the Evolution Chamber and a Spinecrawler finishing up, but this is very, very sneaky play, Mr. desRow. A 4-gate proxy Blink Stalker build.
Yeah, it's actually a really smart move, trying to fake that this is the 3-gate expansion. The only difference I would have probably suggested is, you know, as you said, those gateways, EG.IdrA should know. He's played so many games, he should know that that timing is a little bit off. Those gateways should have already been done around that time rather than having just been started.
and the Zerglings were able to stream their way into the base. They got around the Zealot. The Zealot was pushed out of the way. It looks like desRow is going to be able to clean up these units with minimal losses, although the Zerglings are going to start going after this pylon, trying to take down the Cybernetics Core at the front of the base. Here we go, a couple of Zealots making their way in, and desRow has a little bit of a problem on his hands.
Yeah, and IdrA should be, I mean, he was a Brood War player, and he played Terran, so I'm sure he knows about the concept of pylon counting. He should be counting in desRow's base, figuring out right now, wait a minute, there are fewer pylons than there should be right now. I've only seen 3 pylons in his base. What's going on? Where's the 4th pylon at? So he's got to know that there's either a proxy pylon around somewhere. You know, could just be ready to warp in units, or it could be some type of proxy tech. Now, the Zerglings were killed off. They killed off a couple workers, only 2 workers killed total. But what does IdrA have? He has not actually gone for any type of quick 30 years, just staying on 2 base. He's getting his lair on the way, and he's starting to make some roaches and Zerglings. So this creep spread that he's got is going to help him out quite a bit versus these Blink Stalkers, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
I do like the super strong Zergling Roach build here, though. I think he's going to have enough to be able to take these units out. He has enough Zerglings here against few enough Zealots that I think he will eventually be able to swarm all those units, even with good control out of desRow. We're going to find out, though, because desRow's making his way in. He is pushing those units from IdrA back. Unfortunately, IdrA may lose the Queen. He does. The Zergling's going to get themselves in, try and take out a few of these Stalkers. IdrA reinforcing with as many units as he can. But desRow has inflicted a little bit of damage here. This pylon is going to get up. We'll see if it's able to warp in some more units. There we go. 4 more Zealots making their way down, and that is going to force IdrA back onto his creep.
This looks like a total success for IdrA, though, thus far. I mean, the queen he lost was only an extra queen. He was using 4 creep spreads, so it's definitely a loss to lose it, but at least he still has this lava injection just going on both of his hatcheries. He's got a lot more lings on the way, and it looks like he's just going to gear himself up for a counterattack. desRow, unfortunately, though, has fully walled himself off with that pylon, so he might just want to bring those Zerglings back home. That being said, he could use them to just pressure that pylon, force a warp in from desRow at the main. But here comes desRow. He's getting into a good position behind the mirror line, but he's also got to be careful because that's a very committed position.
Yes.
He really can't blink out of there very easily at all. So if he's committing to this attack, he's taking a lot of damage from these roaches, and it looks like IdrA will be able to fend off the rest of this attack.
Yeah, one more blink up there from desRow, but it doesn't matter. He GG's, and IdrA has won game number 1.
Excellently played. You really got to hand it to him. You know, he clearly knew something was up there. Despite the mind games, desRow was trying to pull with that fake 3-gate expansion. There were a couple things that were a little bit of tip-offs. Now, the first one, obviously, was the lack of pylons in the main for desRow. The second one, I feel, was that, unfortunately, you know, desRow went for that Stalker after his Zealot since he was saving up gas for that Blink. So without any sentries, that kind of gave IdrA a tip-off. Wait a minute, this guy's on double gas. It looks like he's going 3-gate expo, but he has no sentries. All he has is Stalkers, so something's definitely up there. I feel like that the combination of those 2 tip-offs were enough to let IdrA know, okay, don't go take a third, don't play it too risky, don't make too many drones. Instead, just make a whole bunch of roaches and Zerglings. That's exactly what he did, and he did it at the perfect timing. He made it look easy defending that push.
There you go. And on top of that, also, there was very late gateway timing from the 2nd and 3rd gateways. Well, we're actually the 3rd and 4th gateways, but according to IdrA, the 2nd and 3rd gateways, he saw those come up when his Overlord was flying across the base, and he knew that those were coming up so late that those were compensating for something, and he did pick up on that rush, as you mentioned before, and decided to commit to that very strong Roachling play. It was very nice to watch. I've got to hand it to him. IdrA played a very, very solid game. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to head into game number 2 in just a second between Evil Geniuses, IdrA, and desRow. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a second.